Yo, what is going on, everybody? This is Mitchell, and today, Justin and I will be discussing about genuinely listening. So we do these Instagram lives every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 1 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Eastern time. And of course, if you guys find this video content of value, you guys can show your appreciation by donating any amount that you feel is equal to the value of this video. Our details will be in the description and on the screen. And of course, if you have any questions, concerns, or anything else, anything you want to ask us, please feel free to ask us any questions and just send us a direct message to me, Mr. Mitchell Tang, or to Thumb Action. But without further ado, I am going to add Justin on the line. So if you guys could just wait for a second, I am going to add Justin. Okay. Of course, happy Tuesday, everybody. Hello, Araceli, how you doing? Let me get a sip of some tea before we get started. How are you? Okay. So I'm trying something a little bit new today. I'm gonna try a little bit of a layout. So if there's any faults in it, just know that this is my first time trying to do this. Let's see. All right. So for the people that are waiting before Justin gets on, what does listening mean to you? What does genuinely listening mean to you? Okay. Okay, let's try this again, actually. Okay. Oh, well, okay. All right, thank you all for waiting. I know it took a little bit longer today, but Justin is getting on. I am going to send him... Okay, we're going to go live. What's up, Rio? How you doing? Yo, what's good? Justin, send me the request and I'll let you in. All right, cool. Justin. All right. What's good? What's good? Yo.
What's up, man? How you doing?
What's good? I am getting everything situated. So this is my first time doing this, so I appreciate it if everybody Okay. Boom. There it is. Topic today is genuinely listening. So, if you want to see my face, here it is. But if not, I'm gonna switch it back up just so that people can see it. Yeah.
Cool.
Also, my headphones. I don't know why it's not working. Sorry, technical difficulty. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can see you moving.
Okay, great. Nice. Okay, so it's working now. It's working. Yeah, so I gave everybody a little bit of an intro. It took a little bit longer just because I'm very new to this.
Yeah. I was waiting for the I'm in late. I was waiting for the notification.
Oh, really?
So yeah, but it came in, so everything worked out.
Yeah, the stream's freezing only because I was doing some things. But thank you all for waiting. But yeah, let's get started with the topic. So today's topic is genuinely listening. Justin, if you don't mind, I'm gonna have you start off while I take a sip of my tea.
I'll see. I'm drinking juice myself.
Mm-hmm.
Keeping
damn.
it healthy up in this piece.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'll be genuinely listening.
Mm-hmm.
The first question I want to start with a question with folks was like, really think about how many people do you really listen to?
Mm-hmm.
Like really listen to, you
Mm-hmm.
know.
Mm-hmm.
After you come to that, number, maybe it's 2, maybe it's 3,
Mm-hmm.
I challenge you in asking, are you truly listening to them?
Mm-hmm.
I think that listening is definitely a skill.
Mm-hmm.
It's a skill, and like most skills, some are inherently better at than
Mm-hmm.
others.
Mm-hmm.
But like any skill, I think it can be refined. You can become better at it.
Mm-hmm.
Through practice, though, through practice. So that's what we talking about. Genuinely listening. Bring up a phrase that people may have heard before called active listening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and just with that, what it is today. We're gonna break down what it is, what it means to us. Maybe some techniques you could use. Changing your mindset going into a conversation, not even just listening, but just a conversation in general. Because I think you'd be surprised by how like actively listening to people, it can change how you're perceived, how you perceive others, and just the information you'll pick up. So yeah.
What's up, JR? How you doing?
What's up, man? What's up?
Trouble? How you doing, my love?
What's up, Julie girl? How you doing?
What's up, my love?
Good time. So yeah, so that's active listening. That's just a quick breakdown of what we don't gonna be talking about today.
What's good, JR? Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm gonna start it. What's up, Julie girl? Boba gang.
Boba gang.
But I most definitely want to start this with a piece of information that I got from a TED Talk on a YouTube video.
Okay.
It's I realized I did not write down his name, so I'm sorry for that. But if you put in active listening, you'll find him. He's
TED Talk?
In active listening TED Talk. He'll pop up. But he's an improv comedian. If people don't know improv, that's when you go in, no script, theater, someone throws out a topic and, you go back and forth. But in that, he talks about the importance of listening through improv. One technique and most of improv players have ingrained in them is the yes and technique. So,
yes.
I will come in and say something. You'll respond. I'll come in and say, Mitchell, it's been weird since I, replaced my leg with, since I replaced my bottom half with a horse leg. I don't know, something stupid like that. Just a thing.
It's improv.
And, and as you would say, would be, yes. And how is that going for you? And yes, and I realize you eat hay. Just something ridiculous. This is just a crazy example. But the idea is that because you don't know how I'm coming in, you have to listen to what I'm saying. And then not only that, you have to take what I'm saying and then add to it. Most people don't really listen when others are talking to them. Most people are really thinking about what they're going to say next. And when using like the yes and technique, you don't have the luxury of that because you don't know what's coming next. You know what I mean? And if we're gonna, make this coherent sketch, if we're gonna make this and try to make the best of it, you're gonna have to be receptive to what I'm throwing out there and vice versa. So yeah.
We got trouble in here. No wonder Mitchell never answered my calls. Just giving some trouble again. No, I get it. But okay, let's get another example of the yes and, because I'm trying to digest it a little bit better too as well. So can I try an example and maybe you could throw it back at me like a little improv? What's up, Kevin? How you doing, man?
What's up, man? What's up? Yeah, of course.
So for example, so today is my niece's birthday. And I got her favorite pony toy that she always wanted it. What can you say to that?
I'll say yes. And is that the only thing you got for her birthday? Because she already has a lot of ponies.
Okay. So that you can continue that conversation, so that
exactly,
because you don't know where they're coming from, and so that you could continue that conversation, so you can listen more to what they want to say.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay. I think the what's up, folks? Do we got people coming in with this up? I think what I like about his example of using improv is that you know, with improv and with anything on stage, you're creating a reality.
Mhm.
You know, and so that means that, especially with improv, since we don't know where this is going, we have no prior knowledge or practice about like making this reality and making it work.
Mhm.
You really have to listen to the other
Mhm.
person is saying, because you don't want to do
Mhm.
what's called, like, basically you don't want to deny someone else's
Mhm.
reality.
Well,
You know
thanks
what
for
I mean?
coming in, Kevin. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you,
Mhm.
thank you. Hey, we appreciate it, man. All any support for real.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to deny someone else's, like, you can't deny their reality, because if you do, the whole production won't work.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
that's also how it feels in real life.
Mhm.
You know, the truth is, like, when we listen to people, most people don't listen to understand either. Most people listen to be like, I'm right, you're wrong. It's not really an understanding. It's a proof of, you know, proof of concept. Yeah, I'm right, you're wrong.
Mhm.
That's what
Mhm.
we're
Mhm.
arguing. That's why we're having this discussion. But when you do that, what you end up doing is you end up denying denying people's reality. You deny the reality of others.
Mhm. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that,
What
Justin?
I mean is,
Mhm.
all right, for example, say we come out, we look at the sky, right?
Mhm.
I say, hey, the sky is blue.
Mhm.
You say, no, the sky is green,
Yeah,
right?
it's green, Justin.
Is I'm like, nah, you know, you blind, you stupid. The sky is
No, the
blue.
sky is green, Justin.
I just completely denied your reality.
Okay.
I denied the fact that you truly believe that the sky is green.
Green. Okay.
And because of that, instead
Mhm.
of listening to me or me listening, you become defensive.
Yeah, I'm like this now. Okay.
Yeah, your instant reaction is to,
Okay.
like, no, you're feeling attacked. You
Okay.
know, I feel you're feeling attacked. You're getting defensive, and
Mhm.
at this point, I say Mitchell.
Mitchell's colorblind. This is
At this
this is role playing. All right.
at this,
Go
you know,
ahead.
at that point, our conversation is gone, because denying other people's reality, there's only two outcomes. Number one is you force a reframe. You know, I force you, which basically means I force you to see things how I see them. But that's dehumanizing. That's not treating you as your own sentient person with your own feelings and your own
Mhm.
understanding of things. I've completely dismissed anything you may bring to the table at that point,
Mhm.
to the conversation, any
Yeah.
ideas. It's just, I'm right, you're wrong. You need to look how I look.
Yeah.
You know, the second and most obvious is,
Mhm.
thank you, Julie, is
Yeah.
conflict. You
Mhm.
know, I say the sky's blue, you say the sky's green.
Mhm.
I'm right. You believe you're right. We just button heads,
Mhm.
you know. But instead of me just outright not denying your reality
Mhm.
and saying, like, no, the sky is blue.
Mhm.
If I come to you from a place of understanding, like,
Mhm.
why do you think the sky is green? You know, how
Mhm.
do you see the sky might be even a better question, because I'm saying, how do you think the sky could be taken, kind of? But, you know, me just saying, like, oh,
Okay.
why does, you know, how does the sky look to you?
Okay.
You may start describing, you know, maybe details or color shifts that I was unaware of.
Okay. So
You see what I'm
maybe
saying?
is an opportunity to learn from each other.
It's an opportunity to learn.
So if I
You
were
know.
to be like, okay, the reason why I think, no, I don't think this, okay, guys, but I'm just gonna
Yes, we
improv.
do.
Okay. So the reason why I think the sky is green is when it hits 2 o'clock in San Francisco. If you look north, I'm making this up, right? If you look north, based off like the sun's reflection, it gives this kind of this greenish shade, and to me, I feel like it's more green, like the background, than it is blue. What is changing now? That's what I see.
Yeah.
Damn, perfect timing. Holy shit! But right,
Yeah.
and then maybe even though okay, let's just say you still completely disagree, but you're not denying the fact that you're not denying my reality.
Well,
What?
yeah. I mean,
Mhm.
you know, my thing is too. I could take that and look at it. It's like, oh wow, you
Mhm.
know, maybe I'm just looking at a blanket statement.
Mhm.
Maybe I'm looking at the sky as, oh yeah, the sky's blue. But you point
Mhm.
out that details helps me realize, like, oh, there are variations in the sky. So maybe I can see how it looks green
Mhm.
there.
Mhm.
You know, at
Mhm.
which point we can say, oh, maybe it's a miscommunication.
Mhm.
Maybe you're saying the sky isn't only blue. The sky
Mhm.
is also green. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
by opening myself up to like your reality and how you see things and genuinely trying to
Mhm.
understand, we can now elevate the conversation beyond just who's right, who's wrong. It can become a point of
Okay,
understanding.
okay. I love that. I love that. That's really good.
You
I
know
really
what I
like
mean?
that. I like that.
Um,
Hmm.
yeah, and that's what like active listening and genuinely listening to people can
Hmm.
do.
Hmm.
Because the
Hmm.
truth is, maybe the sky's blue 80% of the time, and what you
Hmm.
talk about only happens in that other 20%, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
But by me coming in there and hitting it with a broadsword,
Hmm.
maybe people could interpret my impression of things as very narrow-minded or very
Hmm.
general. But just listening to you now open my eyes up to like, oh wow, there are variations of the sky, and now that's
Hmm.
information I have that I can take later on, so I don't sound like an imbecile. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
You can
Hmm.
learn from others instead of just shutting people down.
Not only can you learn to work well with each other too, and I think that's the difference between like, oh, you have to be you either this side or you this side. There's no gray area in between.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah,
And I think that's really important for like the bigger picture of just humanity in itself.
well, I mean, not. It's hard to not get,
Hmm.
not going too deep. I will say, like, I think we've seen the consequences of people sides not listening to each other and how
Hmm.
that's played out in,
Hmm.
not just recent events, but throughout the years.
Hmm.
Another thing with like actively, I'm looking at notes, so y'all know I'm looking down. See,
I got my
I
notes
write
right
thing.
here too,
I
guys.
prepare.
Right
I
here.
prepare things.
Yeah,
People. I don't just be coming out
yeah.
here spouting out. Sometimes I come out here spouting out the top, but but another point to
Yeah,
that
yeah.
too,
Hmm.
which if you really want to be an active listener, if you
Hmm.
really want to focus on listening to people, is that
Hmm.
people don't like to have their ideas challenged. People
Hmm.
don't like to have their thoughts challenged.
Hmm.
Um, Hell, I know I don't. I ain't gonna
Hmm.
front. It's uncomfortable when someone actually gives you pushback, and now I have to
Hmm.
sit here and really think about, my position.
Hmm. Hmm.
What I said. Or even something as deep as what I truly believe.
Hmm.
It is uncomfortable because
Yeah.
you could take
Hmm.
it as someone. First off, it's hard to take it as not a personal attack on you.
Hmm.
You have to divorce yourself from that feeling,
Hmm.
man.
Hmm.
That like, oh, this person's attacking me. They're being a dick. No, they're not attacking you. They may just have a difference of opinion or want a
Hmm.
clarification of opinion.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's
Hmm.
huge. Um, Another thing is, you have now. I have to really think about my position and really, really logically, step for step, think: do I truly believe in this, or am I holding on to it because I don't want to be
Hmm.
wrong? I just thought it. Oh man,
There's a
oh,
lot
it's
going on.
killing
Yeah,
me,
yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, who willing to get that? Oh Lord, you trying to go? Yeah, I ain't touching that. All right.
Um.
But yeah. So,
Hmm. Go
but
on.
the downside to that though is if you're not willing to have your idea challenged, you never learn anything.
Hmm.
You know.
People don't want their ideas challenged, but
Yeah.
they're not gonna learn anything from it. So it kind of like if you step into that realm, know that it's gonna get challenged, but no, it's not a personal attack on you. It's more so depends on how you look at it, right? I think it's all started with
Yeah.
you
Yeah. I
know
mean,
what.
and look, it also depends on the person. Sometimes they are trying to attack you.
Yeah,
But if you're
yeah,
trying
yeah,
to have a constructive
yeah, yeah, yeah.
conversation,
Hmm. Hmm.
you know, go ahead though. I didn't mean to cut you off, bro.
Oh, no, 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 no. One another thing is I do want to tell you guys that, and then probably in the next like 10 minutes, I'm gonna start answering some questions that you guys left for me the day before. So we're gonna start answering some of your questions too as well. But let's see. Let's answer Julie's question that I pinned down earlier. What if one that talked too much, you sit and listen to the point and you think like, oh my God, like this person talks a lot. Um,
I will
I,
say this.
mhm.
Oh, go ahead. No,
No,
go
no,
ahead,
no.
man. Oh, I'll say this. Once I think in that regards, you kind of have to think like, do you really want to listen to this person?
Mhm,
Are you in a position that you really want to like? I keep saying actively listen to
mhm.
them. You
Yeah.
know, everybody's favorite subject is themselves.
Yes.
That's just what it is. And then and you'll be very
Mm-hmm.
surprised about what people will tell you if once you get them talking, and if
Mm-hmm.
they feel or realize you're really listening to it. You'll be
Mm-hmm.
surprised how folks open up, man.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah.
quite crazy. It
I know
really is.
I know all the dirty secret from Julie, by the way.
That's a whole nother conversation. That's a whole other conversation,
Yeah.
And that's another thing, man. People are strange, man. Everybody's not the same. Everybody got their little quirks and idiosyncrasies.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, yeah, you'll be surprised what you'll learn from folks, man. It is, I think that, like,
Yeah.
we quote him all the time, but Peterson said it, that, if you're having a dull conversation, you're not listening properly.
Yeah. If you and that
'Cause
other
people,
person is having a dull conversation, right?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're not listening properly. Now, I will say this. Now, you do have people that might just keep running off without any consideration of your time. That's a whole other situation. At that point, you just have to be like, look, I ain't got that time. I gotta go. I gotta do
Yo,
stuff.
what's up, Alan? What's good,
What's
brother?
up, man? What is
After
up?
the
What is
first, as
up?
you say, it was good. What's good?
Good.
Yeah, so today this is our topic for people that's coming in right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
Mm-hmm.
no, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
I got a question, and well, to answer some of y'all questions right now, PS5 or Xbox. I know it's not related, but PS5. Joker versus Spawn. Link. I'm gonna answer that later. What is good listening? What is good listening? And what Jordan Peterson said, and I know we quote him a lot. It's only because we really I like his ideas. He comes
Well,
from
yeah,
a place of Mhm.
I know. I was gonna say I really love what he's. I mean, the dude is a clinical psychologist, so I
Yeah,
actually really appreciate what he says, especially when it comes with dealing with other people.
Mhm.
Oh God, yeah, dealing with other people and
So
like
and
those
yeah,
ideas, and like techniques. I'm not a psychologist, so I ain't gonna tell you how to
Mhm,
deal with
mhm,
stuff.
mhm,
But I will, once again,
mhm.
once again,
What
yeah.
what is good listening? I'm gonna unpin Julie real quick. So what is good listening? And one thing that Jordan Peterson said, and that's something that we already know, but it's nice to be reminded of, which is a really good way of listening is to ask questions. Ask questions that's related to what they're saying. But another thing is to restate what they just said, but digest it in a way where it's your own thoughts, so then you guys got something that you can bounce back. Because say for example, if you just told me something and I just digested that and I thought about it, right? So give me any example if you were to tell me something and I would try to digest what you just told me and then spit it back out towards you so that you feel like I heard you and I understood you. So there's two things in there.
Well, I don't know if I say it like I don't know. Steak fries are better than waffle fries.
I could see where you're coming from with that, and I could agree with that because steak fries it just has so much more flavor than waffle fries. Maybe.
That's not what I said. No, I'm just not.
Right, but at least it's like it's now this is just conversation. But the downfall to that is when I take your steak fries and I deny that, and I'd be like, no, it's not this and that. Now it's only steak fries that we're talking about, but once it's something more related that can affect this relationship, whether it's a friendship or intimate relationship, like those start stacking on top, and like once it gets overwhelming, no one's gonna try to listen to each other because I don't feel heard anymore at this point. If I don't feel heard, and going back to what we were talking about before, it's like when a woman doesn't feel heard and understood, everything closes. The doors just start closing on you. They're not going to try to listen. They're not going to try to compromise because it's like I don't feel it anymore. All right,
Yeah, I mean, it's not gonna be.
yeah, sorry.
I was like, Jesus Christ, man! Don't you ride that white horse, man? You hear me? Don't you ride that white horse, dog?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that would took me out. I wasn't ready for that. I just looked down.
Yeah. And to the people that's watching this after, you're lucky. that
Yeah.
you're not seeing this.
But I will answer that question. Knife, homie. Knife all the way.
Oh, okay.
All right. I want you to know why you getting stabbed. I want you to know how you ended up here. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you got one piece from it, but
Yeah, they know it's not a mistake.
yeah,
But yeah, so go ahead.
Oh no,
No.
I was just gonna point out like what Jordan Peterson said was like, he said, "Look, what I want out of this conversation is the place we both end up. Is the place that we both end up is better than the place that we left."
Yeah.
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 And
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, yeah. I think that's an admirable goal. You know, I will also say this too. I think it helps. First off, it's hard. I do want to like reiterate that it is hard, man, because you are straight. Like, it is difficult to divorce yourself from your feelings, especially if you're in a heated argument, man. If you're in a heated argument, it is so difficult to like remove yourself from how you feel, if you feel disrespected, angry, or anything, and then you know, come at it from a logical standpoint, from a place of actually trying to actively listen to the other person, to really see and empathize with their point of view, to get a better understanding of the situation. Now, I will say this too, though, because we are all people, man. Like, I've actually been in situations where like I felt like I was actively listening to the person who was, I was in this argument or debate with, but it wasn't reciprocated at a certain point. So
What's up,
sometimes,
Yaku?
What's up, Yaku, man? So sometimes I think you do have to like, it's like,
There's
okay, if there is a balance. If you're just constantly not feeling heard, especially in like intimate relationships, then that's not a good look. You need to have a deeper conversation, maybe, and think about moving on. But just general conversation. You meeting people, you're out, maybe work or something like that, man. Active listening is, I mean, just a powerful tool.
Yeah.
Very powerful tool.
Thank you, Yaku.
You notice it. You notice it. What did you say? Good listening allows us to demonstrate that we are paying attention to the thoughts, feelings, and behaviors of the other person. Yeah, no, very true. Very, very, very true. And once again, it is a powerful tool, man. Like, you'll be very, very surprised, like the amount of information you can get just from actively listening. I mean, like, let's even take it outside of relationships. Let's like look at a work situation. Really listening to the other party, trying to see how they see things. I mean, you'll be able. I would even say if you're able to actively listen, and if you're able to implement those things and like learn from those other people, like you'll probably have better success in your career than people who don't. You'll be surprised at the information you'll be able to pick up. You'll be surprised at what people will tell you. So yeah, I think it's a very, very powerful and underrated skill. Is listening.
It's very underrated. Where did I get this from? So, you hear that we have one mouth and two ears, so you should be listening more than you speak. But our brain works differently. Our brains. So on average, we speak about 100 to 25 to about 150 words per minute. What's up, Vic? How you doing, man?
What's up, man?
But our mind processes about 400, and I could be wrong. I think it says 400 plus words. I forget exactly that number, but our brain could process about 400 some words per minute. So, which is why we are always thinking about what we could say next, and that's not our fault. That's just how we were designed, and that's just the nature of our bodies and our mind. So it's natural for us to do that. But I feel like as long as you listen, you have a better understanding on how to approach that. It's just like sales. I mean, Vic, let me ask you a question. Like, when you do sales, right? Like, what's the first thing that you look for when someone wants to buy something off of you? Like,
if you meet a potential client.
Yeah, when you meet a potential client, right? Don't mean to put you on a spot. You can answer if you want to, but that's usually the case. Like you're not trying to you know, say your ideas, because your ideas might not be their ideas and
Yeah,
what they
yeah.
want.
You need to learn what they're looking for.
Hmm.
Yeah. I mean, active listening. Sales
Yeah.
that's a great example. We didn't talk about that before, but that's actually a perfect example
Hmm.
where you'll get further active listening.
Hmm.
All the when it comes to selling stuff, everyone
Hmm.
knows like it's more of an emotional thing. If you
Hmm.
really want to make the sale, you need to make the emotional
Hmm.
connection. And the way you do that is, man, you gotta listen. You gotta listen to their customer. You gotta listen to what they
Hmm.
want, what they don't want.
Yeah.
You got to answer the right questions to get
Hmm.
to the core of what they're really trying to buy.
Hmm.
Are they trying to buy luxury? Are they trying to buy security? Are they
Hmm.
trying to buy, practicality?
Hmm.
You know,
Hmm.
so and that's what you're selling, man. You're
Hmm.
rarely
Hmm.
selling You're rarely selling people the
Hmm.
goods.
Hmm.
What's up, bad mouth, man?
What's up, Bad
You're
Mouth? How you
yeah,
doing?
you're really selling people like the actual
Hmm.
goods that they're buying.
Hmm.
You're really selling is an idea, man. Like
Hmm.
to get an idea of what you're trying to sell, that's when
Hmm.
you have to ask those
Hmm.
questions.
Hmm.
You know, but
I
then y'all
want to,
could say the
what
best
you got?
response as
Uh,
you.
oh, sorry, I didn't mean to.
No,
Okay,
no
yeah. So
worry.
the best response as you are
Oh.
listening is to repeat keywords back so that you hear what they're saying, what you are listening genuinely. So they hear what you are listening genuinely. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can. Well, that kind of almost a little head. You kind of touched on it, but that's something like,
Hmm.
like a good exercise. If you're really having trouble, if you're talking to someone and you're really having trouble understanding each other, like a good exercise is to have one person makes a statement,
Hmm.
the other person who's listening
Hmm.
repeats the statement. It repeats the statement and what they believe the other person is trying to say
Hmm.
and repeat it until the other person agrees with them.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the problem it's tedious.
Hmm.
I've done this once in the
Hmm.
past. And I will tell you right now, it is tedious.
It
Okay,
is tough.
it, it is hard. It's a headache. It
Hmm.
sometimes you just want to shake the hell out of the other person.
Hmm.
Just grab them and shake them. Like that's not what I'm saying.
Hmm.
But it is ridiculous how other
Hmm.
people interpret your words sometimes.
Hmm. Hmm.
Me saying I'm
Hmm.
cold, someone could take as like you trying to say that
Hmm.
I'm a cold person and that I'm not always and you feel and it's like no, I'm talking about the temperature. Like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
insane how big
Yeah.
misunderstandings can happen from something just as
Yeah.
simple as that. It was like a statement. So yeah,
Hmm.
that's a very powerful thing, man.
Yeah. And
Um,
I
go
know that might sound confusing to a lot of people. So, because when I first heard it, I was like, wait, what? So basically, what Justin just said was, so let's just say Justin told me something, and I'm gonna be like, okay, so Justin, what you just told me is X, Y, and Z, and then Justin has to be like, he has to either agree with what I just said, that what I just restated from him, and or he could deny it. And if he denies it, I have to try it again. I'd be like, wait, so what you're saying is when you say it's cold, it's the temperature that, and like, is that what we're both understanding? And you'd be like, yes, Mitchell, yes, I'm talking about the temperature being cold. And I was like, okay.
mhm.
And then I would have my part in it and be like, okay, so what I just told you, and then Justin will say that to me, and then I will either have to agree or disagree with what he said. And if I disagree with what he said, that's not what I meant. He has to try it again, and that's what
Yeah,
he meant. It's so tedious, it's so difficult, and it is not easy.
it's not. Yeah, but
Especially,
it is a
what's
powerful
up, Vincent?
technique.
How you doing? Yeah,
What's up?
my
What's up? It is
apologies.
a
How you
powerful
doing?
take, a straight powerful technique, and like especially if you're in a
Yeah.
relationship with two people that really want to make
Oh
it
yeah.
work.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's one of the best things.
Oh yeah.
In that kind of situation too, it probably helps to have
Hmm.
some kind of mediator.
Oh,
You know what
it
I
is.
mean?
It's
You
it
know,
is.
yeah. You need
Yeah.
someone that's got fair,
Yeah.
equal ground.
Hmm.
Um,
So just I didn't mean to cut you off, but some people they asked us questions earlier, so I'm gonna start answering some of those questions right now.
all right.
Let me get up the first question. So this was the first question. Or so I asked. My question was, what does listening mean to you? And it's accepting and understanding, being open to others' thoughts and values. What do you have to say about that?
I mean, yeah, that's I mean, I think that's part of it. I think I ain't
Yeah.
gonna front. I think listening, it depends on the
Mhm.
situation of what
Mhm.
it means to me. You know, what am I trying to get? Am I trying to connect with somebody? Then I agree with that 100%. Accepting,
Mhm.
understanding, being open up. Yeah.
Mhm.
Uh, that's if I'm trying to connect. If I got a goal in
Mhm.
mind, if I'm trying to, once again, get a
Mhm.
sale, well, listening means something different to me.
Mhm.
It's partly that, but it's also part of me finding like intention. What are you really
Mhm.
looking for? Stuff like that. So yeah,
Mhm.
I agree with that too.
Mhm.
But I think
Mhm.
it's a little bit more too.
Yeah. Um, let's go on to our next question, which is the same question that I had. What does listening mean to you? The big difference between listening and hearing. Hearing is key. And
I think I would switch that. To me, hearing is something different. Like I hear a lot of shit. That don't
mhm,
mean I'm listening to it. You know what
mhm.
I
But I
mean?
get,
Like,
I think I know where that person is coming from when they said that. It's like maybe we're mixing the difference between listening and hearing, but your definition of hearing might be different from that person's. And listening is different because when I listen, I'm listening, but when I hear you, I hear what you're saying now. So maybe they
I
just
get,
use the.
yeah, I get
Hmm.
that.
Hmm.
I mean, yeah, it's
Hmm.
just a different,
Uh-huh.
using the word in a different
Hmm.
context. For me, like if I hear something, I kind of like
Hmm.
almost passive. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Oh yeah, I heard it. I didn't look into it. I didn't try to expand
Mm.
on it or
Yeah.
understand it more. It's
Yeah.
just, yeah, I heard it. Oh, someone
Yeah.
said that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm. Let's look at what Julie said. Active listening and responding appropriately are two different. Uh, what? I'm sorry, your background got. Can you read that, please, Justin?
Active listening and responding appropriately are two of the key skills a counselor or therapist must apply during one-to-one counseling sessions with a client. Yeah, definitely, man.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Two ti Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's exactly. I mean, like I said, the one it's a clinical psychologist, so like a lot of that stuff is going to
Mm-hmm.
correlate with like a psychiatrist.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Yaku says two type listening, you have active listening, totally different. Oh,
Mm. Yeah.
two type listening, you have active. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you can kind of hear things, and then you're working to
Mm-hmm.
like really like understand what that person's saying,
Mm-hmm.
and
And
then
JR said, to be frank,
I found that
mhm.
active listening is polite, but can be draining with people do not have the same level of reciprocation. Yeah, we kind of touched on that
Yeah,
earlier. That
and receptibility. Yeah, it's draining when all I am listening is your thing.
yeah. I mean, and look, I'll be honest, man. I
Yeah.
do. I believe in like energy and stuff. Like,
Hmm.
people. If someone got like negative energy,
Hmm.
they can put
Hmm.
that on you and
Oh
stuff
yeah.
like that.
What's up,
So
Healing
if
Moon?
yeah,
Yeah.
if you listen to somebody, man,
Hmm.
and like it's just constantly draining on you, I'm first and foremost above everything. You gotta protect yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Yeah. Yeah.
don't just be sitting up there and listening to a bunch of crap.
Hmm.
I won't say crap, but a bunch of stuff from
Hmm.
somebody who is constantly draining on you, but
Hmm.
they ain't doing the same for you. Your
Hmm.
time is valuable, man. You need to
Yeah,
put
and
that
they don't
first.
respect that.
You
Yeah.
know, I'm saying
Um.
that like this is more, in my opinion, is for like situations where you're
Hmm.
really trying to have an understanding with somebody, or maybe you're in a debate with somebody and you're really trying to get like your point across.
Hmm.
Um, and you find yourself at a standstill where
Uh-huh.
empathizing with them might open
Hmm.
you up to a different level of insight than before.
Hmm. Hmm.
So yeah, I say don't active listen to everybody because look, everybody ain't got to, something valuable to say all the time.
We call them vampires, right? All they
You
do is
know
just
what I'm
take,
saying?
take, take.
But yeah,
Let's see. Mindful
what's
Guitar
up,
said
Billy
once
Moon?
once someone gets into a mode where all they try to do is win in an argument at any cost, rules of good conversation gets ignored. You guys know what I mean. How do you get someone to break that sort of mode?
I
Um,
think
listen.
I
Uh-huh.
would say it depends, man.
Hmm.
If I To me, it would depend on how much I really want to invest in this
To that
conversation
person
or
or that
debate
person or that
or that
person.
person. Yeah, if this
Hmm.
is someone I don't really care about,
Hmm.
if this is someone that I'm like, you just sometimes you sitting around and you just find
Hmm.
yourself caught up in something and you ain't really got
Hmm.
the energy for it.
Yeah.
I'll just try. I'll do my best to cut it and
Hmm.
get out of that environment or whatever.
Yeah.
Now, if
Hmm.
this is somebody who you really that you're either invested in this conversation or someone you really care about and you have in this situation. Um,
Thank you
first
for
off, I
coming
would
back.
say, yeah, first off, I would say it mostly depend on that person. It's hard to really force someone to do something or to like get someone to like to break like that mode. I mean, look, you can, it depends on how the conversation goes. You can always call them out on it. Like, are you even listening to what I'm saying? You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
and then most of the time they'll be like, yeah, I know. And it's like, what did I just say?
Thank you. Yeah.
Which is kind of like, you know, you can say that playfully. You can say, you know, like not so forceful. But I think that's something where, you know, you kind of catch them off guard, and then you kind of, in a way, trick them into playing the like repeat and verify game that we talked about earlier, where they'll say, "You said this," and it's like, "I didn't say that." What did you? I said this. Like, now, what did I say? You know what I mean? And you can get until they actually, and maybe by then you can kind of like trick them into having to listen to you. But I do believe that's most definitely more on that person, though. If they don't want to listen, they just ain't gonna. Some people have got hard ass heads, man. So,
Let's see. She said, "Why I look like a cartoon script." Because I made myself look like a cartoon script. Thank you for noticing. So mindful good hearts. Yeah, true. I use that too. Yeah. These are all methods now. Like at the end of the day, too, it's like how much can you take? How much patience do you have? But I do want to continue on to the next question or statement that someone have, which is this one. I think listening means that you will always be there for them no matter what.
Yeah. I mean, well,
I can see where that's coming from. Yes.
To a degree. Now, I ain't gonna say no matter what. You know, if you kidnap people, put them in the basement, I ain't gonna be there for you. You know, I don't want to listen to that. You know, but
I get. They're coming from a good place when they say that too. It's kind of like, okay, if it's between a relationship, I am going to listen to you because I will do that for you because I really care and I love you and I will do this. So I am going to increase my patience. I am going to be more patient for you. So I am going to try my best to listen to you more. But there's deeper levels to that. Let's go with this part one of this next statement. Not being, what does listening mean to you? And part one of that is not being inconsiderate of their feelings and understanding them. And that's a loaded question by itself. Or don't make the conversation about you. Let them vent and being there for them. And I really like that. I really like that a lot.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about that in the past. Sometimes, you know, somebody just needs to get something out their chest and want to vent. They're not really looking for advice. They're not looking to really be necessarily even not even really heard.
Hi, Stephanie. How are you?
You know, what's up, Stephanie? They just want they really want somebody there to just hear them out. A sounding board almost. You know, and
I think you're very good at that, Justin. I think you're very good at that, and I feel like a lot of people come to you and talk to you because you're a good listener too.
Well, I'm just collecting data for the robot.
There you go. So I could rule the world. Is that? Yeah.
I'm just collecting data. You know, so I could be the man. I could be the man in the shadows, like blackmailing people and
okay.
You know.
Okay, so you have a motive.
You know. I just want everyone to be happy.
Yeah. Happy. Healing Moon Wellness said, that's great. Sometimes people just want to vent and don't fix anyone necessarily fix anything. Yes. I think the problem with the world is right now, everyone is trying to give what you said earlier. They're listening so that they can respond.
Yeah.
They're not listening to digest and understand, because when we say, you know, in a relationship, and this isn't just a relationship, it goes for everyone too. But when you really sit down and you listen to them, most of the time, especially women too, they're like, wow, I feel so much better. Thank you for listening to me. And that's all they want. They don't need criticism. They don't need to be belittled, or they don't need your advice, because they don't always want your advice.
Yeah.
They don't want your advice. They just want you to listen to them. And that to them means more. But it's hard. It took me a while to understand that. And I was like, wait, what do you mean? Like, I thought you were coming to me because you want help.
Hmm.
So
Oh
I
yeah,
had to,
I know I've been in those situations
oh yeah.
before where like they're venting at me and then to me and then I try to fix it and then it's like you're not even listening to what I'm saying. What you did, I'm kind of like what the hell? Like I just
I am
felt
listening. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it's and then that's because a whole nother beast. So it's
Hmm.
not it's not even so much to
Yo.
listen to
Hmm.
try to fix it.
Yo.
It's
Yeah.
listening to let them vent. You know,
What's up, Eddie? How you doing? You don't
it's that
listen.
it's that old Chris Rock
Yeah,
joke.
yeah,
Your job is to just ask the appropriate questions to allow them to keep
yeah.
talking. You know what I
I'm
mean?
like,
So thanks, Amy. You
yeah.
know, so
Thank
yeah,
you
like oh,
for noticing, Eddie. Look, you can see my face, but I'm gonna change it up. Um, we do have one more question. We do have one more question, last question before our video that I want to show you guys, which is, uh, do you think you have the patience to effectively implement active listening? I think that's a question more so for us.
yeah. I think it depends. It depends on the person,
Hmm.
who that person is, and what's
Hmm.
to get my goal in
Hmm.
there.
Hmm.
You know.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Hmm.
I did
Hmm.
like. So I think I do depending on the situation.
Mm, mm, mm.
You
Okay.
know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yaku
And
said,
the mood I'm in. I ain't gonna fret about that. If I'm
yeah,
in a
mood. Yeah.
you know, if I'm in a
Yeah.
mean mood, I ain't trying to listen to nobody. You know, I want
Uh-huh.
to kick something over.
Or
You
shake
know,
or kick babies.
I I don't kick babies. Okay,
um,
okay, unless they deserve it.
Yaku said, yeah, Yaku said,
Yeah, that's true.
true.
They just want to vent, but guys like fixing things, which shows we are different species.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
we are.
100%, 100%, man. Yeah, I mean, like I said, y'all know I'm a big fan of comedy, so you hear comedians say it all the time, the difference between men and women and everything, and like the insanity of it. But it's so much truth
Uh-huh.
to all of that, man.
Hmm. Hmm.
So much truth to all of that. It's the same reason dudes can, be in a
Hmm.
fist fight and then be cool like the next day. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like you get it
Yeah.
out. But a lot of women still hate that girl from kindergarten that stole her beret. You know what I mean? It's like you need to let that
Okay.
go. They'd be like, I told you that bitch wasn't shit. And she stole my beret. I knew she was ill. Like, yo.
I mean, like
That
the difference between us is like, look, let's just say we disagree on something. We don't totally agree, but we'd be like, yo, Justin, like, fuck, like, you want to get some food? Like, I'm hungry. You'd be like, yeah, sure, yeah, fuck. I don't totally agree with you, but I'm down for some food. But you can't ask a girl to do that and be like, no, fuck that. I ain't trying to eat with that bitch.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Nah,
Yeah.
for real, man.
Mm,
For
um,
real, man. It's yeah, nah, women don't. Yeah,
mm,
it's once again. I don't y'all know my rule. I don't get
mm,
involved in women politics between each
mm,
other. It's too complicated. It's too
mm,
much.
mm,
Yeah, yeah.
mm,
I'd rather try to figure out like quantum computing than have to deal
yeah. But think,
with that conundrum.
I would say, okay, so if, okay, this might come off a little different, but this is the best way I could explain it. So, for example, when you say that guys are more so like the aggressor, which is like they're like they're the offense versus like the girls are more in the defense, and not saying defense as in like you can't fight for yourself, but it's more like we just like to try to fix things, so we're always trying to throw ideas out, and then the girls are like, no, like I just need to be heard, like just hear me out, and I feel like if men just listen a little bit more, they get the best of not only just the offense, but understanding the defense so that you can understand it. And it's not like I'm saying offense and defense like war, but I'm just saying like so that you can have a better understanding so you can approach the situation a little bit better.
I mean, yeah, I think look,
Hmm.
I know what you're saying, and I
Yeah.
agree with it. But I think that goes for both ends.
Hmm.
I really
Yeah.
do. I think that goes for like really both ends. If you're talking about the dynamic of
Hmm.
men and
They
women
are
understanding
more.
each other,
Hmm. Hmm.
we are inherently different.
Hmm.
And the more you can really try to listen to and understand the
Hmm.
other side, I think the better luck you'll have just interacting with that other
Mhm.
with the with the other side.
Mhm.
You know, if if you know that if like your lady's mood dictates more, is dictating more on how she feels about something than like
Mhm.
actual events.
Mhm.
That's very important. Like, that's a very important information to know.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it
yeah.
helps you, that way if she's in a bad mood,
Mhm.
you can kind of quickly
Mhm.
understand and,
Mhm.
get to like, okay, deduct like, okay, this is more than likely how this happened. This is
Mhm.
what it
Mhm.
did. And same thing with dudes, man. I think, the sooner, ladies, I, and I mean this wholeheartedly. I think the sooner ladies could truly understand just how simple dudes are,
Mhm.
and not even in a whole
Hello, Bez. Good,
what's up,
good.
what's up, and
Yeah,
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 and not
yeah.
not even in a whole like degrading way, like men are
Mhm.
so simple, men are just
Mhm.
this. But like really understand,
Mhm.
like a lot of dudes, like the happiness that they get is
Mhm.
really
Mhm.
not very complicated.
Mhm.
I just think it'd be. I think both sides will have an
Mhm.
easier time, yeah,
Yeah.
interacting with each other.
Mhm. Mhm.
But you can learn once again. But you can learn from listening. You know
Mhm.
what I mean?
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah.
But you can learn from listening.
Mhm. And sorry if I say your name incorrectly, guys. But let's see. Oh God, Mitchell is not a simple dude at all. There she goes again. But thank you for asking all these questions. There is one video that I want to show you guys. I don't know if you guys can hear it, so I'm just gonna test it out. It's about it's a little over a minute and a half. But let me know if you guys can hear it. If not, I'm still prepared for you guys. So I'm just gonna play it. Can you hear it?
No, I can't hear nothing.
Okay. Wait. Okay, I'm gonna pause and give that a little bit of time so that because we're like 10 seconds off, I think.
Yeah,
If you
I
guys can
ain't hear
hear it,
nothing.
give me
We
a thumbs up. If you can't hear it,
y'all,
give me a thumbs down.
you were showing the people how bootleg our show really is, Mitchell. Okay, we gotta do
Trying my
graphics.
best.
We were trying
I'm doing my best. But I
trying
do
to look
want you guys to
important.
watch this. If not, the audio is the most important part, and I do have it ready for you guys so that you can hear it. But I just want to test it out. Today is my first time doing all these. Okay, so she can't hear it. So it's that video that I was trying to play earlier.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so you guys can't hear it. Okay, fine. That's fine. That's fine. I am going to play it.
Listen well to people and that you have never seen such results. The chances are very great that you have not been listening in the manner that I've described. Fortunately, I can suggest a little experiment that you can
It's
do
this one.
to test the
So, Cody, how you doing?
quality of your understanding.
What's up?
Okay, so I'm gonna play this video. I hope you guys enjoy it. This is something that I really enjoyed too, listening with Justin, and it opened up my eyes a little bit. And we spoke about this earlier, but here it is in 3, 2, 1.
The next time you get into an argument with your wife or your friend or a small group of friends, stop the discussion for a moment and for an experiment, institute this rule. Each person can speak up for himself only after he has first restated the ideas and feelings of the previous speaker accurately. What accurately means is they have to agree with your restatement. Now, that's an annoying thing to do, because if someone is talking to you and you disagree with them, the first thing you want to do is take their argument, make the stupidest possible thing out of it that you can. That's the straw man, and then demolish it. It's like, so then you can walk away feeling good about it, and you dominated them really nicely. But that isn't what you do. You say, okay, well, I'm going to take what you told me, and maybe I'm even going to make your argument stronger than the one you made. That's useful if you're dealing with someone that you have to live with, because maybe they can't bloody well express themselves very well, but they have something to say. So you make their argument strong. All right, then you see what this would mean. It would mean that before presenting your own point of view, it would be necessary for you to really achieve the other speaker's frame of reference, to understand his thoughts and feelings so well that you could summarize them for him. Sounds simple, doesn't it? But if you'll try it, you'll find that it's the most difficult thing that you've ever done.
Yeah.
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 I mean, perfect. Yeah. I mean, that sums up perfectly. Like,
Mm-hmm.
listen, restating, really working to listen. Man, like it's the superpower in itself. Like, it really is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I got a question for you. Very, very off topic.
Me?
Oh, yeah, you.
Okay. Yeah.
And we should have talked about this earlier off stream, but it just hit me.
What is this question, Justin? I'll see if I want to answer it.
We were going to do the special stream about video games. Are we doing that today, or do you want to do that Thursday?
Well, Carter just got in right now. Why don't we
Yeah.
do it on Thursday so that we could give him some time too as well?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, we
Yeah.
could do that on Thursday at 3:00 our time. So it would be after an hour-ish after a show or something like that.
Yeah. No, it sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
But yeah.
Oh no. Go ahead though. Go ahead.
Yeah. So this is the first time. I don't know if like the audio got mixed in. So I'm gonna see this after I post edit it, but
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You'll figure it out.
Yeah. But for the most part, I hope you guys listen to that because that would truly put you in a position where you have to take a step back and really try to understand what that person just said. And because it's kind of like I know that other person is trying to communicate what they're saying, but and then it just goes back and forth like, no, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. And it just, everything gets interrupted in between. But if you guys take a step back and just say, look, I'm going to restate what you just told me and you have to agree what I just said. And if you don't agree, let me do it again so that I have a better understanding of what you just said. And if you agree, then I have a better understanding. And then you feel like I understood you. So you feel heard and you feel understood. And this goes both ways too as well. And I think that's very important, especially in a heated argument where nothing ever goes through. You hear this term more than enough, which is it goes in one ear and out the other.
Yeah. Or it's just misunderstood. I mean, how many times have people, like, I know it's happened to me a lot, but how many times have y'all been, like, in an argument with somebody, and then, like, 20 minutes in, you're like, I don't even know what the hell we're arguing about. Like, the topic is just so off kilter. Of course, you don't even know what you're even talking about anymore. It's like nothing's resolved. Everything's lost. So, it's... Once again, I think it is a powerful tool. It's annoying and it's hard. I'm only, and as I said before, I've only done it once or twice in my life where I really sat down and like did that. Actually, it's very difficult because it's frustrating because
your emotions are so heated. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Usually, it's not when you agree or it's not when you're the most level-headed. You know what I mean? So you're angry. You're trying to like sort through everything. You feel like the other person is being, stubborn to say the least, or just maybe downright insane. I don't listen to anyone.
Julie said, I don't listen anymore. I was like, she will listen if I get her some bubble tea. So, Julie, I am going to get you all the bubble tea you want, and we will all listen and sit down and have a good conversation.
Well, where are you going to put all this bubble tea?
We're going to find a spot.
I'm asking you to think of it. I'm listening to you. I'm just asking relevant questions.
Healing Moon Wellness is also into this bubble tea gang, so we're gonna include her as well. Justin, I welcome you. Please, I'm not doing this alone. I am right.
First off, I appreciate that I was the last one invited to this parade. So let me check my schedule. All right.
Finish it. I am also going to include others as well. So you are not last. So I hear you, Justin.
Yeah, I think you just lied. I heard. You know what? I actively listened and I heard a bunch of bullshit. Okay, that's what I've actively picked up. All right, purity donkey dude.
Yeah,
donkey. Right? That's what I heard. So yeah.
So. Let me see what I wrote down before we started closing the show, but I forgot who said this.
I should have wrote. Thank you,
Justin. All right. We can all have bubble tea together, Yaku. Everybody, everyone in this chat. I forgot who wrote this, but it says criticism is futile because it puts. Oh, I think. Oh, I know. I'm sorry. It was from that book, Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends
Yeah.
and Influence People. It says that criticism is futile because it puts them in a defense, on a defense, and usually it makes them strive to justify themselves even more once you criticize them. Yeah. So, and there's like a chapter in there. I know it's not completely relevant to our topic, but it adds on to it, which is appreciation. And I know we spoke a lot about appreciation, and like, because when you feel appreciated, it comes from a genuine place, right? Where like I'd be like, hey, no, for real, like, Justin, thank you very much for doing this with me. I really appreciate it. Then you feel appreciated. But there's a difference between like appreciation and flattery, because flattery is like it's like a counterfeit money, right? And I wrote this down too. It's like counterfeit money. It would eventually get you into trouble if you pass it to someone else. The difference between appreciation and flattery is also one comes from the heart, the other from the teeth out.
Yeah.
One is selfish and the other isn't. So
Yeah.
that's another thing too. So if you are going to like listen to that person and you are going to like appreciate them, understand that is that appreciation coming from a genuine place, or are you just saying it just so that they want to hear it? Because if it sounds fake to them and it doesn't come from the heart and out the teeth, they're not gonna appreciate that, and then it's gonna be like, ah, man, it's fake. It's fake. That's bullshit, you know?
Yeah.
So that's one thing I wanted to point out too. So if you are going to listen, be genuine. And that's why I titled this Genuinely Listening. And this was off stream, but I'm going to call her out. Her name is Julie. She is in this chat. She said, what kind of topic is genuinely listening? And I was like, I don't think that's a bad title. And then she
She also has a question: have you been sunbathing? And then she
Sunbathing.
says, I'm laughing. And she said, you look tan. You hitting tan in boots, homie? What you doing? You know.
Do I look more tan? I think it's the lighting.
It might be the lighting.
It's definitely the lighting. But I appreciate you taking so much notice of this fine complexion.
I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear. I don't want to actively listening from on that kind of level. All right, I'm gonna just be honest. I don't want to.
This is for her. I'm sorry you got dragged into this, but
yeah, I did, and you know, and basically you did it without my consent. Okay,
I didn't even ask. Yeah,
you did it without my consent. So I say that to say that you're problematic. All right, all right.
What's up, Fee?
You're problematic, and you need to handle some of your own toxic masculinity.
Oh,
okay. All right.
I love it. I love it.
Because
I'm gonna dismiss what you just said completely. You could put. Okay, so Julie said you could have just put the title as listening. Right? No, I feel like it's more important to like. I didn't want to put active listening, but genuinely it comes from a more real place. And it's hard to tap into that. It's hard to understand that. You kind of had to get like, ooh, the aha moment. And it took me a while. And, you know, don't get me wrong, guys. I'm still learning. There might be some points that we missed. But, you know, this is a process that I'm trying to improve myself. Because I have to go into a conversation with you know, keeping in mind, like, okay, does this person just want to talk? Are we just having a regular conversation like, hey, yo, what's up? We're just like, you know, just talking. But if I know they're coming from a place where like they just need to be heard, I have to come from a place where I'm like, okay, they just want to be heard. I need to listen. I need to listen. And that's that's my goal. That's my goal. Oh yeah, don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. Thank you. No, I appreciate you coming in. I really appreciate you coming in. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you. But yeah. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, active listening, genuinely listen. Just listen in general, man. It's very powerful.
Yeah.
You know, I keep saying it because it's true, but it's hard, man. It is hard to
Yeah.
listen. And like I said before, as we've seen in this day and age, I think we can all do a little bit more listening
Oh yeah,
than
for sure.
you know that has been going around in general. So yeah,
Mhm.
I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. Let's before we end this, let's have a debate. What should a title have been? I can't change my title anymore. But what should have the title been, Justin? So for the people watching this, it's not to prove you wrong, Julie.
What you want me? You want to know what I think the title should have been?
Okay, what is it?
Open your damn ears.
Okay.
That should have been
I
the
don't
title.
disagree with that. Open your damn ears.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Should I have been listening or genuinely listening?
But that might have been a little aggressive.
Aggressive?
If you go get sponsorship. You know, if he's trying to get that money.
Yeah. The Audible was good. Audible.
Yeah, you know, I ain't heard nothing from him. I see how it is.
I'm not gonna have Healing Moon Wellness into this because I don't want to break up bubble gangs. But everybody else, call it. Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now? Oh, we could just put Little John and be like, "What?
What?"
You know, that would have been a good title. Yeah. That's an old dated reference. But if you know it, if you know, you know. You know, if you know, you know. The dread, just the air. What? Yeah. No, the title was fine. Julie's just roasting you.
She just roasted me. It's all good.
You know, that's what she does. She roasts you. She comes here to roast you. This gets her through the day, I think.
You know what? I'm glad I could be your punching bag.
Does Mitchell know that reference? I don't know.
Yeah, I do. What?
Mitchell doesn't know.
No.
You never saw Shawshank Redemption, okay?
Okay, I got to give you that.
You don't know who Ice Cube is?
Who's it?
You know? You know what I'm saying? Huh? What about what do you know about Ice Cube?
I don't know much about him, but I know he acts and he raps. All right.
So you don't
wait, so he's a singer? Is it genuine conversation with the followers? What do you mean? What do you mean by that? Never watched The Last Dragon. Mitchell.
Never watched.
Hold up. I feel like the end of the show is always about roast Mitchell.
It's not about roasting you. It's about trying to get you. I'm triggered about you not. Yeah. Healing Moon is triggered that you don't know. It's not about roasting you. It's about shaming you into getting up on knowing stuff you should already know. Okay, you should know this.
I do.
See,
know
even Julie. Oh my God, you don't know Ice Cube. Can you give me one Ice Cube song? Just one. Just one. I'll tell you what. Ice Cube was with a group. Do you know the group he was with?
I kind of want to say it, but I don't want to say it.
Why don't you want to say it?
Don't put me on the spot, Justin. Not like that. Not like that. Off stream.
Okay. Okay.
You don't know who Ice Cube is. I know, yeah. I just don't listen to him. I don't really. Yeah.
It's okay, man. Don't hurt yourself, dog. Don't hurt yourself. It's okay. It's okay. Oh man.
Well, yeah, you ask.
Have you ever seen Friday?
Yeah.
Okay. So
right.
let's see. I'm sure. See how I'm trying to help you out. I'm trying to help
Friday,
you.
Friday. Is it Friday after next or something like that too?
See, there you go. Okay, we in there.
Yeah.
We in there.
So I know he actor and he raps, and that's all you need to know, Justin.
Okay. We just gonna leave it be.
We're gonna leave it like that. Ask me about Neil, though. Ask me about Neil. You know, I appreciate it.
Nobody really wants to ask you about that. I mean,
he's an amazing person.
He is. I'm not taking nothing away from Neo. I'm just saying in the world of musical importance, Ice Cube probably ranks over Neo as far as contribution
probably
to what he has done for the music industry as a whole.
I may disagree with some parts. Wow, Julie. Okay, now I know she's just roasting me. I'm done. I am done. I love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to our topic. Genuinely listening. I am not going to change the title.
That was just me. Whoa, my sister said he secretly been with. Whoa, Yakuna took
What's
it
this?
to another level.
Been with guys. What's this? Luan, thank you for joining. Thank you.
Anyone knows T3?
Luana. T3.
Isn't that group with like the Jacksons' nephews or something like that? T3. That sounds familiar for some reason.
I don't want to be questioned anymore on topics that's unrelated to relationships or bettering yourself.
We try to help you better
platforms.
yourself. Did you not watch Shawshank Redemption?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. Why did you watch that, Mitchell?
Because I thought it was a good movie based on what you just said.
Yeah. So, and where did you find out about that on the show, right? So, we try to help you, man.
There's a different approach. Just calling me on my direct number, and you could either text me. I welcome that.
Not as fun. Not as fun. Not as fun.
But yeah. Is there anything that you guys would like to add on? Justin, do you have anything that you would like to add onto this topic and not anything else?
No, I'm pretty good, man. I mean, I like what I said what we had to say. I think it was pretty good. So yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
So no other questions related to this topic. Oh yeah, I still haven't watched World War Z yet. I did watch the Den of Thieves that you suggested. Since you
know who was in that movie, right?
What do you mean who? Like I watched it. I watched that movie.
That was Ice Cube's son in that movie.
Oh, for real?
He looked just like him. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna be like looking. Yeah, that's great. Thank you for Ice Cube's references. It keeps coming back.
50 Cent was also in that movie.
Yes, I realized that he is also a rapper.
He is also a rapper.
G Unit, Baby Q.
Let's not do that no more. Let's
not shame Mitchell.
I'm not shaming you. I'm trying to help you. Nah, you can go ahead and sign out.
Wow. I will sign out when I watch you, Justin. He doesn't know. Yeah. But yeah, no. I think that's it. There's nothing else I would like to say. Also, if you guys are watching this after the show, feel free to, send some roast messages on the comments below. But if you have anything that you want to ask us, feel free to send us a direct message. We do this Instagram lives every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 1 p.m. Pacific time, 4 p.m. Eastern time. And of course, if you find this video content of value, you guys can show your appreciation by donating any amount that you feel is equal to the value of this video. And once again, thank you very much for always coming in. I really appreciate it. Justin really appreciates it. So thank you.
Yeah. Thank y'all. Much appreciated.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right. Everybody take it easy. Y'all have a good one.
Yeah. Carrie, I just see you on, but we are out.
Peace.
Thank you. Peace.